Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. No one's following your chant. Nobody tried to get a Conan chant going, and people around him were like, nah.
He knows his name.
He knows his name. We do this show long enough, there'll be a point where I need that chant to remember who I am.
Sure. That's a really wonderful thought. Boy, sounds fun.
Who am I? Oh, him. I don't like him. Excellent show tonight. Love our guests on the program.
Dax Shepard, one of the best people on the planet.
Very good, man. What a cool name, too, Dax. I would give anything if my name was Dax. That's like the coolest name.
Conan is
Conan is not a cool name. I was beaten senseless as a child.
It's a Schwarzenegger character.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Yeah. Well, as a kid.
Dax is a cool name. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Let's go get Dax. That's a cool thing to say. I love that name. We got to talk about real stuff, though.
All right.
Big story, of course, is Joe Biden. That's the big story. In the Democratic primary, Joe Biden has opened up a 24-point lead over the nearest candidate. 24-point lead. Yeah. Analysts expect that lead to fade once Biden starts talking. The minute he starts, they think it should just disappear. You know, it's interesting. His wife is now getting into the picture. Today, Joe Biden's wife, Jill, acknowledged that many times in her life, many times men have touched her inappropriately. She said that. Yeah, Jill said, I learned to deal with it by saying things like, knock it off, or, okay, Joe, I'll marry you. So that works, too. That works there. Okay. Beto O'Rourke. Am I saying it right? I never know.
Yeah,
I know it's Beto.
It's Beto.
Beto, but I always want to say Beto.
No, it's Beto.
What I really want to say is Dax. Dax O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke said, if we don't deal with climate change, we only have 10 more years on Earth. Yeah. Yeah, in response, Bernie Sanders said, I'd love 10 more years on Earth. I'll sign up for that right now. Bernie Sanders. I'm working on it. It's not sophisticated, but that is my take on Bernie Sanders. We've got to worry about inequality. I don't think he's ever done that once.
No.
But I do it, and people at home know what I'm talking about. Democratic presidential candidate Eric Swalwell is still paying off student loans. Yeah, when he heard that, Donald Trump said, there's a porn star named Student Loans? People were like, You don't hear a lot of people talking about Eric Swalwell.
No, you don't.
You don't. But they will now, because good news for Swalwell. California Congressman Eric Swalwell, who's in the race, his approval rating among Democrats is now over 1%. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He has broken the 1% mark. It's a big deal for the Swalwell campaign, which is why his office wasted no time putting this out. Take a look.
It's a groundswell for Swalwell, and it couldn't happen to a nicer gent. Once he couldn't get arrested, but he's now done what the rest did, and he's got the love of almost 2%.
Look out Beto, look out Pete, look out Liz, and look out Joe. Look out Amy, look out Corey, Kristen G, and Bernie Bros. Look out Seth Bolton, look out Julian Castro. Look out Mike Gravel, look out John Hickenlooper, look out Jay Inslee, look out Marianne Williamson. Look out Andrew Yang.
Swalwell's nipping at your heels.
It really is that many people. That's the funny part is you watch that and you go, yeah, it really is that many people running right now.
And that was only half of them.
I know, that was half of them. Of course, Game of Thrones. People still talking about Game of Thrones. That is, we got some fans here at Game of Thrones, right? Okay. Settle down. Settle down, sir. He was like, yes! The most recent episode of Game of Thrones, that's the one everyone's talking about. It was an action-packed episode. But I don't know if you've, been listening to what's going on. A lot of people are complaining that it was poorly lit and too dark to see what was going on during the battle scenes. Did anybody else feel that way? It was, that's how I felt. I was watching, it was very hard because it takes place at night in a snowstorm. A lot's going on. I was watching it going, what is this? What's happening? And, well, we actually have here's a clip of the scene. Here you go. I mean, that was it. You know what I'm talking about. And so I think some critics have a point with that issue. Well, here's what I did. I had our editors brighten the footage. We have editors. Why do you... That's insulting that would get a laugh. Oh, you have real people. No, we have really good editors. I had them brighten the footage using state-of-the-art technology. The results were actually, well, that's kind of surprising. Spoiler alert, what you're about to see is a pivotal battle scene from the last episode of Game of Thrones with our technologically improved lighting. This is what it could have looked like if we had real lighting. Check it out. All right, we have a fantastic show tonight. Lovely gentleman. He's got a new ABC series called Bless This Mess. Very funny. Dax Shepard is on the program. Second, we'll be right back. My guest tonight, he's an actor, writer, director who starred in the hit TV series Parenthood and in such films as Idiocracy and Chips. Now you can see him on ABC's Bless This Mess. Please welcome the guy with the coolest name in the business, Dax Shepard. Dax.
Great to see you. I enjoyed hearing you say that so much in the monologue.
Yeah, no, that is, of course, a high compliment to you because the monologue is precious, precious time.
Yeah.
Hundreds of millions of people watching, and I use that time to talk about you and your name.
I started liking it for the first time, listening to you.
You must like your name. Dax is
because,
such a cool name.
No, your fantasy about being on a playground and let's go get Dax, that was not, in 1983, not a cool name.
No?
At all.
Really?
No, it was just weird and it sounded like tax or I don't know. Axe.
We used to talk about this on the show, but when I was a kid, people, because of the Conan the Barbarian, people would be like, where's your sword?
Yeah. Again, to me, that grass looks greener.
Yeah.
I'd love to be asked about my sword and not like April 15th. That's tax day, right? Yeah.
Right. Let me congratulate you. I will not be the first to congratulate you, but your podcast, this gentleman, and I think many of you know it, this guy's a phenomenal podcast. It's a phenomenon, and it's fantastic. You have a fantastic, you have and it's called Armchair Expert, and I got to go on this podcast and loved it. It's so much, you're so much fun to talk to. And I was curious, we were talking backstage about the one part of podcasting that is the part you don't think about when you sign up for one, which is reading ads.
Yes.
And so I was curious, like, how do you feel about the fact that, okay, you get to probe people's minds, talk to them, there's witty banter, and then you got to stop it and you got to read these ads. How do you feel about it?
Well, I think it's a double-edged sword, Conan. Where's your sword? The upside, let me just keep it positive.
Yeah.
Thank you, advertisers, for keeping us in business. But a lot of the advertisers insist that I use the product so that when I talk about it, I'm not speaking out of my can.
Yeah.
So one of them was the good folks at Sleep Number. They said, go to a Sleep Number showroom, pretend you're Pretty Woman, pick whatever you want. So I found a bed there, the most expensive one they sold. It manipulates itself. It's a transformer, and it folds up and like this. It has a foot warmer, and in real life, prior to this, Kristen and I have been debating, like, what age are we allowed to get one of those Craftmatic old people adjustable beds?
Yeah, when can you get a hospital bed?
Before, like, that it'll get you up on your,
Yes.
on its own volition. So,
Shoot you out of bed.
yeah. So we got this sucker, and we have not looked back. We watch TV zero gravity. We're like this. We have the foot warmer on. It's like a chilly 70 out in LA. And we've got our foot warmer on, and we're zero gravity. And I got to tell you, I enjoy speaking about the sleep number because it's made my life a dream.
So you got a free one.
Yes.
Just because you got to do their ad.
That's right.
I'd love
you
to do
gotten
an ad for
anything-
them.
Hey, Sleep Number, we got to start sponsoring Conan. Come over, hop into the zero gravity in my bed.
Come over to the house and
With
jump
Kristen
into
and
bed
I, yes.
with you and Kristen.
Yes. This
You
is not
hearing this? This is a real offer.
not the first invite either, if you recall.
That's true.
I asked that you bring Lisa, but it's neither here nor there. But yeah, come over and see what you think.
Okay.
I guarantee you'll be reading those ads in no time.
Okay. Do you find it at all awkward does it ever interfere with sexual relations, the fact
Love
that...
making?
Yes.
We've been together for 12 years. We have 2 kids. So that's scheduled like a month out. Like, I know May 14th we're gonna engage in coitus.
Very nice.
Again, maybe you swing by that day to
I
try out
will-
the bed. I don't know. I don't know how things are.
Got that date is burned into my brain right now. I'll be there.
We put on a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you only get after it once a month, boy, it's fiery.
Yeah.
Because the anticipation.
Right.
You're
right.
like, there was snow on the ground last time we did this. now spring is in the air. Yeah. I'm kidding. My wife's a Hellcat, and she can't keep me out of the rack.
Yeah.
I don't know what product she's promoting.
Who is that? Who says that?
Maybe she represents.
My wife's a Hellcat, and I can't keep her out of the rack. What is that? Who says that?
Dax Shepard.
Yeah, I guess so. Is it? I know that you and your wife are very eco-friendly, which I admire. Does that ever get... I'm trying to put it this right way, because I like to try and, help the environment.
Sure.
But all of us find moments in our life where I feel like, okay, that's going a little too far, or I draw the line.
Yes. So we watched an episode of 60 Minutes about the plastics, and it was very disturbing, how much plastic's in the ocean and the rivers and everything. The way I dealt with that was I just made myself feel guilty if I drank from a plastic water container. My wife actually took action, and she, went too far, I'd argue. She found toilet paper that doesn't come in a big cellophane wrapping. It comes in like a brown old sack, like burlappy or something.
Yeah.
So she put it in all the bathrooms. It's the worst toilet paper. It's porta potty toilet paper. So wherever they get it is where my wife started getting it from.
Right.
So I was like, honey, I love the environment. I can't possibly clean myself with that.
It's like sandpaper, that stuff.
I wish it were like sandpaper. I've never been sanding and my fingers just pop through. This has the thickness of a gust of wind.
Yeah.
It's just wispy thin.
Yeah.
As I'm pulling it off the roll, my fingers are going through it.
Right.
I'm like, well, I'm not gonna gather all these bits and parts. Anyways, you get the picture.
Yeah. No need to go into that any further.
So I had to tell her, I'm like, honey, I love you. I love our earth. I'm getting my own toilet paper. And so I put next to the toilet, I have his toilet paper. Lo and behold, it's being used a lot more than I'm using it.
You think your wife
Yes.
is defying...
Dabbling in the good toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yes. So for looks, you know, it looks like we have this.
Right.
but
You guys look like an eco couple, but really.
She's had a couple other misfires as well. We for Christmas this year, or not we, she bought these like little reindeer statues that were made of logs. And unbeknownst to us, I guess our daughter had become attached to one of these reindeers emotionally.
She thought it was like a toy or something.
Yes, that lived on the porch. I don't know. Neither of us realized how deep the connection was. So we ran out of firewood, and and my wife said, "I'm going to throw one of those reindeer in the fire." I said, "Honey, I think those things are slathered in flame retardant. Like,
Right.
you know, it'll probably poison the whole household." She didn't listen. She put it in the firebox, cranked up that gas rod. All of a sudden, Lincoln comes in, sees her friend engulfed in flames.
How old is Lincoln?
6. Her friend is on fire.
Yeah.
There's poison just billowing out of the fireplace. And that was somehow recycling.
We have a picture of what you.
As
That's
you can
horrifying.
see, it's
Horrifying.
Not, it won't burn.
No,
It's
it won't burn.
It's getting black, but it's not.
It's laughing.
Yeah.
It's laughing at my daughter.
Try.
Yeah.
Your father killed me. Let's talk about Bless This Mess.
Okay.
This show, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a brand new show. It's doing very well. And on this show, your character's on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think this would be a great environment for you because, you know, Andy and I know you.
Mm-hmm.
We know that you are a man this guy's quite handy.
Thank
you
you.
are a manly man. You know how to fix things. On this show, do you get to show off your skills, your real life skills?
I do not. I would call my role a reverse Fonzie. You know, Henry Winkler was like, he's cool, but he wasn't the Fonz. He
Right.
went there and he put on the leather jacket. And so I know how to do this stuff, and I can't do anything on the show.
So your character is inept.
Completely inept at all things physical. And it's kind of like being like a eunuch on Game of Thrones. It's emasculating, and
Right.
it's very, very hard for me, for my ego. I have to pretend I can't hammer, and things break and fly out of my hands. So in between takes, I'll like put on a real show of like hammering real well. This, passing this, like they'll come over. You know, the props guys will come over to reset everything. Oh, I got all that, and then I'll build something real quick and then tear it apart.
And they don't care.
No one but me cares at all whether I can build stuff. My wife doesn't. You don't. No one cares.
No.
But it's a struggle and a real test of my acting because, as you said, I'm virtually Bob Vila.
If you have to take 2 cracks at his name, then you.
Also, he was the one that never did anything.
He didn't do anything?
Yeah, it was
He didn't do
Norm
anything.
that did all the work.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a veritable Norm from Bob Vila. Did that work?
No. I'm going to get you out of here fast. We have a clip here from Bless This Mess. Anything we need to know? Other than that your character is inept?
Yes. So it was learned in an episode that because I inherit a farm on the show, and we are living in New York City. We think
This is you and Lake Bell. who I love.
Beautiful
It's
Lake
terrific.
Bell, who wrote and created this show, hyper talented. We leave New York City and we go to this farm, and we think it'll be great. But I used to vacation there as a kid, and so people in town kind of know me, and they used to call me Short Shorts. And so come to find out, I love short shorts. That's all you need to know.
And roll this clip from Bless This Mess.
Girl,
Yeah,
somebody ordered a prime rib.
this girl. What? Oh my God. They're so small.
They do something to me where I just feel so confident.
Can you bend down in those?
Premium grade A, USDA.
Oh my God.
You see, you can pull that off. You pull that
Pretty racy for a family show.
It's a little racy. I'm going to be honest with you. I did 1 million deadlifts in my trailer before that scene. I was really hoping my hamstrings would pop.
off. All right. Bless This Mess airs Tuesdays at 9:30 on ABC. You got the podcast,
Yeah.
which is everywhere.
Yeah, sleep number bed. Life's good.
He's got a free bed. Dax Shepard, life is going his way. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Dax Shepard, that is our show. Good night, everybody.